Let's talk about en route low altitude charts. These charts are like the highway maps for pilots flying under 18,000 feet. When you're flying IFR, meaning you can't see outside and rely on instruments, these charts help you navigate safely between VORs and intersections. First, remember, these charts cover airspace from about 1,200 feet above the ground up to, but not including 18,000 feet mean sea level. If you go higher than that, you'll need a different chart, the high altitude charts. On these charts, you'll see Victor Airways. Think of these as sky highways. They have names like V12 or V208. These airways connect VOR stations, which are navigation beacons on the ground. The airways are about 8 nautical miles wide. That means 4 miles on each side of the centerline. You follow these airways during your flight. Next, you'll see intersections on the chart. These are named points where you might change direction or switch navigation aids. Names like Iengio or Trots are examples. Sometimes these intersections have special altitudes you have to fly. Speaking of altitudes, there are 3 important ones to know. The first is MEA, or minimum en route altitude. This altitude guarantees you have navigation signal coverage and clearance from obstacles. Second is MCA, or minimum crossing altitude. This is the altitude you must be at before crossing certain points on your route. Third is MOCA, minimum obstruction clearance altitude. This guarantees obstacle clearance and navigation signal within about 22 miles of a VOR. You'll also notice changeover points on the charts. These tell you where to switch from one VOR to another while flying airway. They're often shown as a distance from a VOR or marked with a symbol. Military training routes, or MTRs, that are above 1,500 feet are also shown on these charts. Routes below that altitude are only on VFR sectionals. Frequencies for air route traffic control centers are displayed too, usually in boxes near fixes. These are the radios you'll use to talk to controllers during your flight. Remember, the highest altitude you can use on these charts is just under 18,000 feet. Once you reach 18,000, you're in Class A airspace and need high altitude charts. To help remember what's on these charts, use the word CHAMP. C is for controlled airspace. H is for highways in the sky, or Victor Airways. A is for altitudes, the MEA, MCA, and MOCA. M is for military routes. P is for position fixes like intersections and frequencies. Here's a practical example. Imagine you're flying from Hot Springs to Texarkana on Victor 573. You look at the chart and see the airway labeled V573. You check the minimum en route altitude. Maybe it's 5,000 feet. You know you can fly as high as 17,000 feet here, but not higher. When you reach the changeover point, you switch your navigation from one VOR to the next, and you check the frequency box to talk to the right controller. That's how you use these charts to fly safely and follow the rules.